So one of the most important things with the Yankees this coming season, in my opinion, is the health. Okay, we have some guys coming back. We should have a full, healthy season of Harrison Bader, which is fantastic. Hopefully, a full season of health from DJ LeMahieu and even Anthony Rizzo. Those guys had injury problems a couple times this past year. But once Harrison Bader came here, he was healthy. Now, where I want to tie this in is the bench. Okay, because the other fact is we need a healthy Giancarlo Stanton. Right? We need a healthy Aaron Judge, obviously. We just need a healthy team altogether, pitchers too. So who's going to be the bench pieces, or who are going to be the bench pieces that can fill in for spots that don't have injury problems themselves? So we take a look at guys like IKF and Josh Donaldson. While the trade looks like relatively a bust from a production standpoint, they stayed healthy. Okay, that's one thing I'll give them. And so if they happen to stay here and stay healthy, that's two less things that the team needs to worry about. Now I do think they're going to move one infielder, maybe two, at some point. They have to. Even if they talk about Josh Harrison, there's no way. How are they going to get Josh Harrison here when they have like a surplus of outfielders and they're still trying to make room for Anthony Volpe, infielders. I mean, not outfielders. So it's these types of questions that, to me, are the important ones where we're at right now, with only a couple weeks left till spring training starts, right? And only a few weeks after that, about 60 days until opening day. So there's still questions that need to be remained, and not all these questions will be answered right now as much as we want them to be. As I said recently too, next couple weeks, a couple moves could be made. Cashman knows this. Okay, he has to address left field one way or another, or decide on who he's gonna give a shot to, whether it's Oswaldo Cabrera or whatnot. And he seems to me the most obvious choice for front runner. But again, he had 150 at bats last year. I'm not comfortable going from 150 to like 600. I think that's kind of crazy. So I would give him 300 to 400. Let him progress this year as well, and have a good bench behind them to help keep guys healthy. Because the fact is that guys like Stanton and Judge, these big guys, Rizzo and DJ, they need regular rest. Okay, at least one day a week. And they may not only play 130 games, but whatever. But they would be 130 healthy games. I'd rather do that and give these guys a day off every week than push them until they have to miss 3 weeks straight because of a ridiculous injury. I don't think that is productive. I don't think that's smart. And if the Yankees want to get far in the playoffs and get to the World Series and hopefully win it, they're going to need a healthy team, right? So, and to me, it really has me thinking about who in the world is going to be on the bench. Is it going to be Kyle Higashioka? Is it going to be Ben Warford? We don't know. Is Austin Wells going to get a shot? Because we're going to need a catcher on the bench, right? And then who else at that point? At this point, Oswald Peraza is going to be a starting shortstop. So my guess is third base is going to be a three-man competition between IKF, Donaldson, and a prospect, Andres Chaparro. Okay, DJ can play multiple positions, so I don't have him starting at third base. I still have him as a super utility guy, as well as Oswaldo Cabrera. So whoever's not starting in the infield is going to be on the bench. So let's just say it's IKF, right? Utility guy. Okay, that's two pieces on the bench right now. Okay, who else is going to occupy? At some point, Anthony Volpe is going to probably be called up. So who's he going to replace? So this is just going to be a roster swap, or who's not going to play here is the other question. Are they going to move Gleyber Torres? If they do, it makes it easier for them to call up Anthony Volpe later on. Because then you could just plug. We'd have two super utility guys, Oswaldo Cabrera, in my opinion, infield and outfield, and DJ LeMahieu, who can back up a lot of infielders. Let's just say those two guys are here. At some point, I think Andre Chaparro will probably get a chance to come up here with the way he's been producing. But that still remains. This still leaves another bench piece. Who's it going to be? And I don't know if any of us know now. We don't know what they're going to do for left field. If they bring in somebody, is that going to change? They brought in a lot of depth pieces with minor league invites with a shot at spring training, and a lot of these guys have had injury problems. So at some point, they're going to need to stop bringing in guys with injury problems recently and just bring in some healthy guys. So, and sometimes these, they take trades where you got to be a little bit more aggressive, and I get it. And I still think the BRYAN Reynolds trade is going to come down to the Yankees and Texas Rangers. The Rangers are probably more willing to give the high-end pitching prospects, but will they have the rest? I mean, they do, but I don't know. They're still, I think, behind Houston significantly, but they're pretty intriguing this year. So they've made some moves over the last couple of years. So that's still a player I think that's going to get moved, and there's a couple other players I think will probably get moved as well. But this is where trying to make sure they're going to make a trade, they trade for somebody who has a good track record of staying healthy. Okay, not injuries and high production, just healthy. Consistency is key. The Yankees have not had consistency in the lineup for a couple years now, and it's very frustrating to the fan base, right? So I want to get your take on this. Who would you put on the 4-man bench? Even if they're not here right now, who would you want as your 4-man bench? I think it's an important question to ask. I think it's a good conversation to have, and your insight's valuable. You know that. So, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that because I want your insight regardless. I want your feedback here. It's you guys and gals that make the channel better, so I thank you. And talking, about this with you folks is a really, really great thing. It's a lot of fun, and again, this is not, to me, this is not, I don't want to be here talking about myself and how great I am and blah, 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 blah. Okay? This is what, I want this channel to do something for you, give you enjoyment. And, maybe you'll learn something, get a different perspective on the Yankees or whatever. And that's, to me, it's fun. To me, that's a lot of fun. So I think about this channel as more what it does for you, not what it does for me. So, and I hope that you're cool with that. But, and if you do subscribe, just hit the notification bell and the thumbs up if you enjoy the content. So, but who do you think should be on the 4-man bench? This is the question. I think the bench is going to be incomplete right now. I think somebody's either that they might get during spring training from another team that gets cut or whatever, or somebody they trade for or they acquire. I still think there's maybe one bench piece that's yet to be even determined or considered. So and there's no guarantee that IKF will stay here too. He's got a little bit of trade value, not as much as Gleyber Torres does, but there's a chance they might move both. I don't think there's a chance in the world. I'd be shocked if they move Josh Donaldson with that contract. Shocked. So I hope if he plays, he has a resurgent year, just like Aaron Hicks. If he plays, he has a resurgent year. It's the only thing we can hope for. I hope they move Hicks, but we just don't know at this point. So to me, it leaves the 4-man bench. It's those complementary players that can fill in for the starters that are going to make a difference on the team. Okay, and remember, the bench is only offensive players, so we got to have enough bullpen depth, to complement the starters as well. So, and I still think there's probably one reliever they're still looking to fill, one reliever spot they're looking to fill. So, but we'll see what happens. But happy Sunday. Stinks that our Giants lost, but the Eagles look like a Super Bowl team, unfortunately. So they do. But Giants have some work to do. But it's a good first year for Brian DeBall, for those Giants fans, and hopefully they'll draft well. They got 11 picks, so hopefully they'll build something special and kind of start to get to the point where they can take over the NFC East again. So, but let's talk about the Yankees' complementary players, the bench. I want to know what you folks think. Talk to you later.